Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair is going to be receiving nationwide release.
I have a lot of thoughts about this.
Yeah, no, I want to share, and I want to hear what everybody else thinks too. So this is coming out in theaters December 5th. For now, they've only given one day, which is pretty crazy to me that they would only put this out in one day. I would have thought maybe a couple of more days than that, but as of now, only one day. Available in a 35 millimeter and 70 millimeter print screening. This re-edited work debuted for the first time in like 2011 when Quentin Tarantino put it out in his own theater, the New Beverly in LA, and it's been shown recently at his other theater, the Vista, this past summer. And now we're all going to get the chance to see it nationwide. And this is what he himself said. He said, "I wrote and directed it as one movie, and I'm so glad to give the fans the chance to see it as one movie. The best way to see Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair is at a movie theater in glorious 70 millimeter or 35 millimeter blood and guts on a big screen in all its glory." Mm-hmm. And this will be clocking in at 258 minutes or 4 hours and 18 minutes in length. And you've always been able to kind of go out there and see like what the differences are and what is this movie like, because it has been screened and people have seen it and it's out there what it is actually. So I wanted to kind of cover a little bit of those details, just to talk some of these things through. And one of the biggest differences about The Whole Bloody Affair, which I actually do feel like is small but does change something very significant. And that's that at the end of part one, it's revealed after, the bride lets that one lady go and she's talking to Bill, and you only see like Bill from like the body, like you don't see his head basically. And he says something to the effect of, does she know her daughter is still alive?
Yes.
That is completely removed from The Whole Bloody Affair, that conversation. So when the bride, Uma Thurman, sees her daughter for the very first time at the very end of this 4-hour epic, you are also now seeing her for the first time, and the reveal hits both audience and character at the same time, which is a lot more dramatic than you having this piece of information through a whole second movie that she doesn't have, which I think works as two parts. But if you're talking a whole one piece of a piece of work, I think that does change a lot.
Oh, look, I just had this conversation with my wife yesterday. I brought up, hey, we should get tickets for this. And I told her, I was like, I thought about it. I was like, isn't it kind of strange how you remember the end of Volume 2? It's like Uma Thurman went kind of from being, Bruce Lee the entire time to an emotional wreck. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, even as an audience member, I didn't feel that because, as you said, I was aware of this before Volume 2 even came out. That makes a lot more sense now. I really want to see that.
Yeah, no, I think that really keeping everybody in the dark together.
As she would be an emotional wreck. I wasn't like dinging Volume 2 anything for Uma Thurman's character's reaction.
Yeah.
But I just remember feeling, and I think that's what you were alluding to, was that it felt very like,
yeah, like when we know it.
From a character we just watched massacre about, 4 billion people.
Yeah.
It just felt very like, whoa, and she should have known.
Yeah, it's the end of this journey, and it definitely caps it off. And when you don't know that information, it really does make for a different experience. There's also a recap of part one in the beginning of part two, which they get rid of that also. There's a 7.5 minute animated sequence, which is added in or possibly extended from what's already there. I'm not 100% clear on that. The Crazy 88 fight scene is in full color, and apparently there is an intermission, some type of a musical intermission from what I gather. I don't know if that will be the same case in this re-release, but in past there has been one. So in general, I mean, I'm really excited to check this out the way that it was intended to be seen. That was always my, I don't want to say issue with these two being split apart, but I knew that we weren't getting what he wanted us to get. And I think that's always been part of my problem. And back then I didn't know if it was like cut differently or maybe scenes were rearranged or things just kind of flowed differently, which clearly that's not the case. We still got part one and part two, which is fairly close to what he meant it to be, but to actually like live through the whole thing and sit through the whole thing in one go with some of these minor additions or changes, I do think change some things. And this article that I pulled from, and I've seen this other places too, call it this version his best movie because of what this 4-hour epic really is, which I don't know.
It'll definitely, I'm sure, feel more like one big spaghetti western now.
Yeah.
If elements are placed differently and all that. To your point, When you say I felt like you were almost suggesting Tarantino didn't have final cut on these being volumes 1 and 2. I mean, I feel like Tarantino could have pulled rank if he ultimately wanted to and made it one film at the time. I think he was on board with making this volume 1, volume 2, and then rearranged it in his way. Like, I don't want to put it out there like other hands were involved and all this, but correctly, he shot it intending to be one film.
Yes.
But this speaks volumes to me about where Quentin Tarantino is at today.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think, I mean, we had 20 some years of this never getting an official release, and now he's okay with doing it. He used to always stand like 10 toes down on everything he did. Like, if I put it out this way, it's that way. And now it feels as though he's comfortable doing this. Mm-hmm. He's comfortable with letting David Fincher take over something he wrote. You know, we never would have saw that 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Which tells me, again, something I always took him seriously on is that, 10 movies, he's done.
Yeah.
He means it. He means it. And he's going to go on to write series and plays and novelizations, all that kind of, or novels, things of that nature. But he is dead serious. Like, he's going to be done after this next movie. That's what this tells me. And it's fascinating because it's one thing I don't think a lot of critics of Tarantino give him enough credit on, which is self-awareness. Mm-hmm. Like, he sticks to his guns, man. Like, his whole critique about that 10 film mark was that when filmmakers get older, they lose their edge. And it's almost, he kind of is. It's like, okay, give him Whole Bloody Affair. Fincher, go ahead and do my characters. It's like he's letting go of his babies, and it's cool. It's cool to see. And I love how self-aware he always has been, and it seems he's going to continue to be about it.
Yeah, I think at the time, coming out after Jackie Brown, it was probably advised to him not to put out a 4-hour plus movie from a financial perspective or whatever it might be. And you're right. He probably could have said, no, I want to do it this way, but he probably saw, okay, I need to, this makes sense for me to do. But like you said, now he's in a place where he can finally give this to fans, finally show it in a wide screening, one time only, or whatever it is. And maybe Lionsgate owning this and putting this out, maybe we'll get that physical media release. Maybe we'll get, we'll have
Matt, our friends Lionsgate,
our friends at Lionsgate,
beautiful best friends at Lionsgate, they're going to put this out eventually in physical media, and we're friends.
Yeah. So here's 1 and 2 that they put out. I have the regulars here. I know, Russ, you've got the steel books, but like, I wouldn't mind having the Whole Bloody Affair as an option, or dare I say, a version that's got all 3. Give me the 2 cuts and give me the full cut. Like, make it one whole package. I don't know what we're going to get or if we ever will, but at this point, why not?
Isn't it strange that we're getting those Kill Bill releases, the imprint ones also? I just feel like there's a big Kill Bill celebration going on right now.
There is. No, you're not wrong, and that's absolutely right. So I think this is really cool news, and I think you had texted me and said we should double date.
Yes, dude. I think you, Lindsay the producer, myself, and my sunglasses should go check this movie out in the theaters and maybe do a little short about it.
Maybe we do a short. Maybe we film a little in the theater. Maybe can we film ourselves watching it? Is that even possible?
I hope so.
No, that'd be really cool.
No, it's not, dude. Hold on. No, you are not a 4K king if you have a phone out in a movie theater.
You are not. You are not. Absolutely not.
Actually, get off the channel.
Turn
this off now if you do that.
Does this announcement give you any hope for me that a 4K box set of his films are going to come out?
My friend, you were correct all along.
Here we go.
No, you were smiling before I even said it. The gloating is off the charts. I hope the audience can see this, man.
Yes.
I am humbling myself in front of you saying, look, and you know what? Even before this, you know what convinced me was the Wes Anderson set. I looked at that and I was like, wow, if Wes Anderson's getting one, yeah, they'll pull the strings and make a Tarantino one work.
And put this in it.
I'm sure they will.
What if they put a box set out and it was just this version in it? Not part 1 and part 2, but just this one.
What are you going to do?
I'm loving it.
I'm getting them all.
I'm loving it.
This is your dilemma. I've already owned Volume 1 and Volume 2.
You have.
You were the one who held off
I
for the
did.
whole bloody affair. And it is rather ironic. You waited how many decades?
20 years.
Yeah, you waited over 20 years. Then you did get Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Now we're getting the whole bloody affair.
Everyone out there, you're welcome.
They get you one way or another, don't
find a
they?
way.
Yes, you're welcome. You can thank me for my service to the game and buying these things so that somebody can just put something out right after.
And it really is cool news. I am ecstatic to see this.
Yeah.
I never thought it would. I was one of those people. I knew you could get versions of it here and there from alternate methods. But an official release, I never thought would happen.
Yeah, and I haven't seen anything about the theaters like around us or who's going to have it or when that's going to start popping up. But yeah, dude, I mean, for one night, we got to get in there.
Yeah.
We got to freaking get in there.
Oh, we are. I'll ask my wife to come too.